Hello. So it's teardown time. So I bought myself a Linaeum. I don't know. It's hard to pronounce. Tweeter. It's I think from the small speakers. The ET6. 6 ohms, made in Japan. And by the looks of it, serial number, quite a few are made. As you can see, it's kind of a little bit teared down already. It's because, well, it did not record. So I lost a part of the teardown. Anyhow, I bought this from eBay and it stated condition unknown. So usually that means 90% of the time that it's broken, and well, it is broken. I removed the tabs that hold the actual membrane. Everything is plasticky and hard to work with, and glue and such. Now in the end you remove this, and then you have two parts. I removed the leads already. And then you have two pieces of plastic. This one is not that interesting. It's the back side. Comes off. Felt padding. This one has something special. What I think that this one might have had it as well. No, it doesn't look like it. Hard to see. Can I get some more light? I can show you when removed. It's probably easier to show. You see here, piece of rubber, and it has a small slit in here where the membrane fits, and here as well. Of course, the padding again. Now, this wonder or marvel. First of all, the foil. It's very floppy. It might be mylar, but I don't know. It looks to be painted or something on the back side. So this is the shiny side where the mylar is. And this looks to be having some sort of, yeah, paint, I think. Looks to be paint. Now the coil, you can see it's kind of wet or dirty there. This thing has ferrofluid, which is amazing. But the funny thing is it rubs all over the place. And apparently that doesn't matter. What I think, they kind of center it with the ferrofluid. Because I can show you that the magnetic gap is so small, there's no way you can put it in there without rubbing. So the magnet structure is 2 magnets and 4 pieces of steel, and then they mount it together. So you can actually do this. You can see the ferrofluid. But if you put them together, oop, and we take a look at the light, that's how small the magnetic gap is. It's hardly visible. It's like maybe, I don't know, 0.5 millimeter or something. That's insane. The construction itself is quite funny. So these prongs here and there stick a little bit more out than this part, and that's creating the magnetic gap. So if they're not seated properly, like this, then the gap is kind of gone. Also funny, the hole here is there for a reason. This is at the spot where the coil is going this way, so it creates a bigger gap and thus less magnetic field. I tried measuring it, but of course my probe is not this small, so I cannot actually measure it. The highest I got was 150 millitesla, putting it here, kind of halfway in. So I don't know, it might be, yeah, it's just a guesstimation. It might be quite high still with these kind of magnets. They're ferrite, but they might be of high grade, I don't know. I mean, it does take some force to pull them off. There's the coil with the ferrofluid. I don't want to get completely soaked in ferrofluid. Maybe I can scrape a little bit off. Ew, it's gooey. Yeah, I think where it was sitting, all the coil is gone. So we're looking at half the coil. And at this side the same. So there are holes in the, god damn it, there are holes in the coil. The voice coil. And then they used something hot, like an iron, and then you connect this membrane to the other membrane and sandwich the actual coil. They kind of, it's a bit like spot welding for plastics. They use this kind of method in keyboard layouts or keyboards in laptops as well. Yeah. And then the leads. But it's a sad thing. I don't know. It's very complicated if you ask me. And also, I've never, from all the Rubenoids that I've seen, they always have far stiffer membranes than this, like the Audio Neck, I believe. Also from the French guy. I forgot his name, that had these huge ones, and every DIY version I've seen use much more heavier membranes. This is just floppy. It's, yeah, well, it's mylar. I don't know how thick it is. Too bad it does not function, because I wonder how this would sound, although the ferrofluid is completely sticky, so it might not have worked correctly anyways. But it looks, I would think it really does only very high frequencies, and if you get a little bit lower, I think it will be massively distorted because it rubs everywhere. I mean, the way I got it, I can't imagine you can get it lined up perfectly so it doesn't rub anywhere against this steel or flop around or whatever. It's really a mystery how they did it. Also, I cannot find any measurements of these, too bad. Wow, that's 25 or maybe 32 euros well spent, I think. Or maybe not. I don't, actually I don't think it's well spent, because this will end up in the bin, I guess. But yeah, weird stuff. So, tell me what you think. Can you think you will... Do you think you can put a voice coil in this very tiny slit without any rubbing? Let me know. I don't think it's possible. Ah. It's so thin that they probably assembled it like this. They put the membrane in a jig and then attach the magnets over it, because there's no way you can fiddle it in there. Then this was glued to the plastic. And that's your whole motor. I mean, it seems so simple, but it might not be that simple. That was my version, which is paper-wise extremely heavy. So maybe I should have used also mylar, or maybe it also feels a little bit like polyethylene or HDPE. Some sort of foil with a lot of damping. It might be because of the stuff on the back that makes it black. Or the foil itself is not mylar, but more a softer, more dampening foil. Anyhow, I thought this already was annoying to work with. I can imagine this will be terrible unless you have 500 jigs, which they probably had to manufacture this. Because I don't think these tweeters were expensive. They should be cheap. But if they are cheap, you cannot spend half an hour fiddling around with it. Well, anyhow, a very, very short video. I do think the kind of damping thing here is quite interesting. Yeah, keep it short. That should demolish the Linaeum, well, you know, Rubenoid, but the original. See ya.